Nut and bolt. What are nuts? What are bolts? Difference between nuts and bolts. Difference between nuts and bolts. Complete guide. Nuts and bolts go together, and without the two of them, you can't produce strong equipment. They are designed to work so that they strengthen anything that they are kept intact. The nuts are the ones with the threaded openings, and they are coordinated with bolts that are basically designed to fit explicit nuts. Electrical equipment, automobiles, and spare parts are only a portion of the things that utilization of nuts and bolts for fasteners. What are nuts? A nut is a little or small metal object with an opening in the middle that has a corrugated opening. Nuts are utilized as a fastening device. It is vital to take note that nuts are utilized as a fastening device. They can't be utilized without bolts. The external part of its body can be shaped one way or the other, yet it is generally hexagonal cap or circular in shape. What are bolts? Bolts are metal objects comprising a cylindrical trunk with grooves, for example, grooves that are like the grooves present inside a nut. Notwithstanding this threaded stem, there is likewise a forward current, which helps hold the fasten together. A bolt goes into a hole in a circular thread of a nut, where the bolt grooves fit without any flaws with the nut grooves. A few bolts have this threaded nature with their trunk, some have just the last part of their stem. A bolt head likewise has a wide variety of shapes, and we really want to follow similar guidelines. The most well-known shape for a bolt head is a hexagonal bolt head, since this shape gives the most granularity to the devices utilized on account of extraction. Where are nut and bolt used? A. Construction. In construction, nuts and bolts are utilized to keep intact structural components like pillars, joists, and framing. B. Machinery. In machinery, nuts and bolts are utilized to keep intact cogwheels, bearings, and different components. C. Automobile. In the automotive industry, nuts and bolts are utilized to hold together engines, transmissions, and different parts. D. Electronic appliances. In electronics and appliances, nuts and bolts are utilized to hold together circuit boards, electronic parts, and different parts. 3 key factors to keep in mind while buying nuts and bolts. 1. Choosing the right nut and bolt type. There are a lot of options accessible in the market when you start searching for nut and bolt types, making the selection challenging and confusing. 2. Choosing the right material. Recall that a nut and bolt are made of stronger material and may not really be the right pick for a wide range of applications. 3. Choosing the correct nut and bolt size. Knowing both the length and the breadth of any nut and bolt is a significant prior flat surface of the head to the tip or end of the screw. Choosing the wrong nut and bolt size can bring about misuse of the materials and wastage of time and effort in completing a project or work. Difference between nuts and bolts. Number 1. Use. A bolt is normally inserted into a hole in one of the parts to be joined, with the threads of the bolt facing out. The nut is then screwed onto the threads of the bolt to keep the parts intact. Number 2. Shape. A bolt typically has a head toward one side and threads on the opposite end, while a nut is a cylindrical or hexagonal shaped fastener with threads on the inside that match the threads of a bolt. Number 3. Material. Bolts and nuts can be made using a wide variety of materials, including steel, metal, titanium, aluminum, and many more. Number 4. Strength. Number 5. Durability. As far as durability is concerned, bolts are for the most part viewed as more durable than nuts. Nuts are designed to endure heavy loads and are most of the time utilized in applications where a lot of force is applied to the fastener. Number 6. Grip, nut and bolt. To tighten the bolt, a tool or device, for example, a wrench or a socket is utilized to apply torque to the head of the bolt. To loosen a bolt, the tool is utilized the other way to apply force in opposite direction. Conclusion of nut and bolt. Nuts and bolts are the basic components utilized in different sorts of machinery. To fit together, both the nut and bolts ought to be of a similar size. Bolts and nuts are the two kinds of fasteners that are utilized to hold at least two parts together. Bolts have a head toward one side and threads on the other, while a nut is a cylindrical and hollow or hexagonal shaped fastener with threads within that match the threads of a bolt. Bolts are more stronger than screws and are designed to withstand shear and tension forces, while screws are principally designed to withstand tension forces. Thanks for watching.